You goddamn witch! You have no idea how far I just traveled all the way to this house to find you here!
Well, then you'd better get going soon.
My name is Sayuri Takagi, and I'm 40 years old. I currently live at my parents' house now, despite my age.
I'm home!
Welcome back! This is my fiancé Toru. I've been working as a bank clerk for many years, and that's where I met him 17 years ago. He was working as a salesman at the same bank I worked. And by the way, I work in administration and accounting. We both joined the company at the same time, but we were in completely different departments. Even so, we became good friends because we passed by each other quite often in the office and sat next to each other at drinking parties. We got to know each other very quickly, and our friendship deepened, partly because we were peers. About a year after I joined the bank, I was invited by one of my colleagues to participate in a group date. And one of the men present at that same group date was Mr. Atsuki Nakamura, the son of a family who were peach farmers. We were exactly the same age, and I thought he was easy to get along with. A year after we initially met on this group date, we got married. Wait a minute, isn't my fiancé Toru? I'm sure you're wondering about that. And well, let's just say that by the time you turn 40, life's treated you weird. Anyway, about Atsuki, I also had a desire to get married soon, and thanks to him approaching me so aggressively, it didn't take too long. It didn't seem like his parents had any false conscience about their son marrying me, and none of us had a reason not to get married. But there was a condition that in the future, since Atsuki would be taking over his family's peach orchards, it wouldn't be possible for the two of us to live together alone. This reason made sense to me, and I wasn't too concerned about it. Thus, my life together with the Nakamuras began. By the way, it took an hour to get to the bank where I work by train one way, but I knew I would manage. That's how our life as newlyweds began, but...
Sayuri, dear, we haven't eaten yet.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, I'll whip something up right away.
Honestly, you know we're farmers, so there's no need for you to work, you understand? Are you willing to support Atsuki?
I'm willing to support you all. I'm determined. But I also want to work.
Huh. I thought you would quit your job once you got married. Then you would be able to help us out on the orchards and cook food for us all right away.
That's true, but office work was my talent, if you will. Additionally, I'd only just joined the company 2 years prior, and I didn't want to quit anywhere near the beginning of my career. Before I married her son, Mrs. Nakamura had never said anything about helping out at the farm, though. She's been acting weird ever since the knot was tied. And also...
Whoa there, Sayuri dear, where are you going?
I'm going out, sir. It's a holiday today, so I'm gonna have lunch with some friends.
Come on now, you know we're busy with the harvest right now, don't you? Don't tell me you're mistaking this place for your own house or something, huh?
But even if you suddenly said something like that, sir?
We're different from other families, you know? You wouldn't even know unless someone freaking told you. What the hell is wrong with you?
If so, please let me know in advance. I'll clear my schedule accordingly.
Dad, what's going on?
Atsuki, Sayuri is trying to head out to be social when we're so busy with the harvest. Do me a favor and put her in her place.
Heh. Listen, Sayuri, do you think it's fair for a single person in a family to go out and be social when everyone else is working hard to bring home the bacon?
What are you talking about? I usually work too, don't I? Besides that, I contributed 50,000 yen a month to the household budget. For me, a mere 2 years after graduating from university, spending 50,000 yen a month was quite a wound to bear. This was unavoidable since I was told when I got married to contribute some money every month. But at the same time, I never thought I would be faced with such an unreasonable situation. I never heard any talk giving up my days off to help out on the farm even though I was working full-time and financially contributing to the family. On that particular day, I was able to persuade them to let me go, but I was met with some very unpleasant looks. And after that...
Sayuri, the taste of this cooking is too strong, don't you think?
I'm truly sorry, ma'am.
Honestly, when will you actually learn how to cook?
And Sayuri, from now on, please help us out on the farm on your days off as well.
Every time, sir?
What are you talking about? Obviously every day.
Please, sir, I have my own schedule to abide by.
Sayuri, please, try to see us eye to eye here. We're also working hard every day.
But even you, Atsuki, you sometimes go out to play pachinko.
Atsuki is the heir to inherit the farm. Allow him some leisure on occasion.
I agree. When I married into his family, I was helping out in the orchards from morning till night.
No, you never worked a job in your life. And then one day, a particularly terrible incident accelerated my decision to get a divorce. Hey, Atsuki?
What's up?
I give you 50,000 yen every month, but what do you do with that money?
I'm sure Mom and Dad are putting that money into a savings account.
But with the money I'm giving you guys, wouldn't you be able to hire part-timers to help?
We can't trust part-timers, all right?
The 50,000 yen you give us every month will be kept for our retirement.
We let you marry Atsuki, so don't complain if you give us something to show some gratitude.
If things continued like this, I'd be continuously exploited. I then took action the very next day. I presented Atsuki with the divorce documents.
Why? What on earth are you dissatisfied with about your life with me?
Nothing but dissatisfied, Atsuki. You only wanted a house slave to join the family when you asked me to marry you, didn't you? You told me to quit my job, but if and when I did, you were planning on using me for hard physical labor without even the minimum wage.
You're the wife of a farmer, so that's only natural.
And now I understand very well that this wife of a farmer that you're talking about is a slave without any lawful human rights. I want to live as a human being, so I am leaving. If you resist anymore, I will hire a lawyer. I've written in my diary every single detail about how I've put 50,000 yen into your family every month and how I've been receiving a lot of nasty abuse from y'all every day. And lately, I've been recording audio files. I think we both know which one of us will be at a disadvantage, eh? Atsuki went silent as if he had bitten into a bitter insect. His parents also encouraged him to divorce me, telling him they didn't need such a useless wife and to get rid of her. And so, I divorced without a hitch. The way my parents-in-law treated me was straight up immoral and power harassment and could be construed as a psychological domestic violence, and I was able to obtain compensation as a result. Atsuki was reluctant, but his parents must have decided that it would be bad for their public image to let other farmers know any more about the commotion. Them paying up very quickly was the only silver lining. I then talked with my parents and decided to live at home for a while. A little while, more like 15 years. Since then, I am still working as an administration clerk at the bank. My parents had asked me if I would ever remarry, but to be honest, the treatment I had received from Atsuki and his family was even harsher than I had expected, and my yearning for marriage had completely disappeared. If I am going to remain single all my life, I will need savings. Guess I will continue to live my life, my work as my only passion. Until one day, who better to appear as the new ambitious head of the branch but...
My name is Oshita, and I'm the new head of this fine branch, starting today, folks.
Wait, Toru? Toru, who was my colleague when I first joined the company as a new graduate, had been assigned to my workplace as a new head. We were delighted to see each other again after such a long time. Since then, we've had the opportunity to go out for drinks several times, and our friendship deepened once again. Then finally...
Sayuri, this time it's my turn to make you happy. Please marry me.
I'm so happy, but I've failed at marriage once.
I know full well how hard a time you've had for your first time, Sayuri. But I'd rather rip out my own heart than ever make you feel any pain and suffering. If you feel any pain along the way, please feel free to talk to me about anything.
Toru, unlike Atsuki, is so sincere. I couldn't help but feel like he deserved so much more. He was perfect. But even so, I still couldn't decide to marry him just yet. I asked Toru to have him live with me at my parents' house for a while.
I'm home.
Welcome back. Dinner's ready.
Thanks. I'm sorry, Sayuri, you must also be tired. I'll help you out on my days off and, oh, a new delicious-looking side dish vendor opened in front of the station, by the way. I thought we could go see it together next time.
In this manner, he is very supportive of things at home. My parents encouraged me, saying, with this guy, nothing could go wrong. I decided to marry again, to Toru. That is, until one day. What? Atsuki? I got a call from my ex-husband Atsuki, whom I divorced 15 years ago.
Hey, it's been a while.
It has. This is rather unexpected.
There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Could we meet sometime soon?
Huh? To talk? There's nothing to talk about now of all times, right?
It's a very important topic. Next Sunday, I'll go to your parents' house with my mom and dad, so please be ready for our arrival.
Hey, now, it would pose us a problem. This is so sudden. It seems that Atsuki, alongside his parents, were coming to my parents' house. And so, I consulted them. What the hell do they want now, of all times? Who knows? I've no damn clue.
Can't be helped, I suppose. They already said they were coming. Don't worry, we'll help you out.
I'll do my best to not cause you any trouble, but just in case, I hope your help will be enough. What are you talking about? This is not your fault, sweetie. Oh, I know. If it'll be more convenient for you, you could call Toru, too. I guess you're right. I'll get him to come. If I got Toru to come, everything would definitely be fine. He and I are currently living separately, by the way. Before then, we used to live together, as you know. But since we decided to get married, work had been keeping us busy, and now we're living separately. Once we get married, we plan to live together near my parents' house.
I'm back. Are you okay?
I'm sorry, honey. You've been so busy.
Don't worry about that. This is important after all.
For now, could you please wait in the other room? I don't think anything serious is gonna happen, but you know.
Got it. But don't get in trouble, okay?
And it was an hour after that.
Sayuri, how have you been?
Who better to actually appear than Atsuki and his parents? It's been a long time.
Here, Sayuri, please, accept this.
These are our peaches, you see.
Beautiful peaches, perfect for you, Sayuri, my dear.
Thank you very much. It had been a long time since we met, but just from the peaches, I could somewhat tell they had ulterior motives. So what brought you here today?
That's right. Well then, I'll be frank. Sayuri, would you please remarry me?
Huh?
You see, Atsuki remarried actually after breaking up with you, dear, but things didn't go well.
Not surprising. It seems like none of them had any idea what the cause of all these failures was.
All things considered, we think you are the only right girl for our boy, dear.
Once you marry me, I want you to come back home and work in my family's orchards, please!
I was wondering what they wanted to say, barging into my parents' home like this on such short notice, and well, what the actual hell? Besides, I had Toru now. Remarrying anyone else right now would be impossible.
And on top of that, my mom and dad have become physically weaker, Sayuri.
They seem strong enough to drive 8 hours to my parents' home, though, gotta say.
Yes, we have. My lower back has been hurting a lot lately, and my work as a farmer has been difficult.
In the future, I hope he'll be in good hands with you taking care of him.
Please, wait a moment. Why are you assuming I'm going to accept your proposal? And besides, I honestly couldn't care less about your father's care.
What are you talking about, woman? We let you live in our house and put up with your terrible cooking. Are you planning on repaying that kindness by giving us the apple of discord?
And who was it that wanted me to live in your house in the first place? You, by my recollection. Also, I had deposited 50,000 yen a month into your household budget. Now you have no reason to complain.
What? What a way to speak to us as your in-laws.
That's right, Sayuri. Mom and Dad have both come this far even though they're physically weak. What's with that goddamn attitude, huh?
Eh? And who are the dickheads who forcefully stormed my parents' house? You lot, by my recollection. You have no authority to blame me.
How dare you? You realize our son divorced you because you were such a useless wife around the house, eh?
That's right. No one else would accept a woman like you anyway. And yet you still don't understand we're offering you a savior's hand?
The story is getting more and more out of hand. Useless, you say? I'm not your house slave, lest we forget.
You're sure as hell the closest equivalent. Honestly, you forgot to feel grateful that you were able to marry our son that we love so much?
And why do you look upon me so condescendingly?
Of course we do. You're no match for our Atsuki after all. An heir to a peach farm and an ordinary office worker? Please.
Enough already. Get out and go home.
Hey now, are you seriously okay with that? Our farm's making bags of money now. You too can live a happy life if you come live with us instead of living in such a shabby place like this.
What are you talking about? You weren't even open to hiring part-timers, and yet you suddenly started making money?
That's what I'm saying, and now you can drive around in a Porsche.
A Porsche? If you can buy a Porsche, why not hire part-timers?
That has nothing to do with you. You're so goddamn pushy. You live in a house that looks like a homeless shelter with no way to escape, right? You're probably frustrated about this life, right?
And now he makes fun of my own parents? Even I was about to explode in a fiery inferno when at that moment...
Could you please leave the premises?
Oh, Toru.
The hell are you, bro? I am Sayori's fiancé.
Huh? What the frick are you saying? No way this bitch would.
Sorry, but could you take what you just said back?
Why do I have to be told things like that?
That's right. What are you doing suddenly showing yourself and calling yourself her fiancé? Don't bullshit us, bucko.
I'm not bullshitting anyone. I'm planning to marry my fiancé Toru here. Now for the last time, go home.
You goddamn witch! You have no idea how far I just traveled, all the way to this house to find you here!
And then it happened.
Well, then you better get going soon! Mr. Takagi, I'm sorry you had to hear all that. This was unexpected.
Miss Sayuri, if your parents were here, you ought to let us know as soon as...
Eh? Is there something wrong with my mom and dad being here, folks?
Well, you see... What have I been hearing from you lot, eh? Shabby place? Homeless shelter? Is this house really that bad for you all, huh? No, sir. Perish the thought. Our daughter Sayuri is getting married to Toru. Leave immediately. Go on now, hurry up. But get out!
Atsuki and his parents flinched at Dad's brutal outburst and were about to go home. That's when...
Wait a minute, you three. All of you. Please apologize to Sayuri, her father, and her mother. Why do we have to do this, bucko? Sayuri, her father, and her mother are irreplaceable people to me, and you insulted them, did you not? Foolish boy, we have no use for you lot of roaches anymore. We're going home right now. Sir, if I may, you own the Nakamura farm, do you not? Huh? Why do you know our farm? I'm the branch head of Yotsubishi ASJ Bank, the very same bank that's invested in you Nakamuras time and time again. Am I mistaken? Oh, what is that to all this? For real, your point being, bucko? Frankly speaking, the business situation of the Nakamura farm is not good now, is it? I know everything you see. Shut up! I assume you were planning on remarrying Sayuri and having her help out on the farm. To be honest, and I really don't want to say this, but I don't believe any bank, let alone ours, would want to lend money to farmers who would do something so scandalous like this. It would be a problem if you couldn't get another loan from us anymore, wouldn't it? Well... In any case, other banks refused to lend to you because your business was not in good condition, am I right? It's none of your business. Now don't worry, we won't do things like that. However, the condition is that you apologize sincerely. If you do, we'll consider financing you in the future. But if you don't apologize... Okay, you win.
So the three of them bowed their heads and went home. Damn, all things considered, you are a reliable man, Toru, love.
I'm glad that the harbingers of plague are gone. No, it's a pleasure as Sayori's future husband to do this. Well then, how about we leave a head of garlic out here, just in case?
This finally made me feel at ease. And after that, Toru and I were successfully married. For the ceremony wasn't anything grand, as it was my second marriage. On the other hand, when it came to Atsuki's family, Typhoon number 16 is expected to make landfall on the Japanese archipelago this year. A typhoon. That's a natural phenomenon. Can't be helped, I guess.
By the way, Sayori, the Nakamura farm was destroyed.
Destroyed?
Yep. Remember that huge typhoon we had a few weeks ago? The Nakamura's farm suffered a lot of damage, you see.
Is that so?
Because of the typhoon, a lot of peaches were unfit to be sold, but they sold them anyway.
What? You can just do that?
I've done business with many self-employed families in my career, but this was unprecedented.
According to Toru, the Nakamura farm sold peaches that weren't fit for sale to local supermarkets. Their primary business partners and the owners of these markets were fuming when they discovered the truth. Additionally, the peaches were sold to family-owned cake shops and other stores, which couldn't sell them at all. Thus, a bad reputation for the Nakamuras spread like wildfire, leading the farm to go out of business immediately. They thus couldn't pay any expenses and taxes as they wound up neck-deep in debt. They eventually filed for bankruptcy. I mean, I don't know if it was because they didn't have any money, but to think they would go so far as to do something like that.
What would have happened if Sayori had remarried that bastard when he paid us a visit?
Stop! Enough with the jokes!
Sorry.
We were talking about that when I got a call. Hold on, someone's calling me. Shit! It's from Atsuki!
I think I know exactly why he would call you, but answer it, I guess?
Sure. Hello?
Hey, it's me.
What do you want?
Well, my family's farm went bankrupt and I'm in a lot of debt, and I had to sell my house and everything's spiraling out of control.
Well, my condolences.
Moreover, Mom's started to get brain fog, and Dad can't get by without a cane nowadays.
Well now, that's a shame.
I'm begging you. You know everything now. Please help me.
For your parents, you could just ask a home to accept them. As for the debt, you could just work. Why are you asking me, a complete and utter stranger, for help?
I don't have anyone else to turn to.
I don't care! Don't come crying to me now when it's too late! I don't want to hear your voice!
No, please! Wait a minute, I'm begging you, Sayori!
That's how I ended the call.
Damn, you said it very brutally.
He had to hear it that way.
Well, you're right. They may have thought that they would at least have the privilege of oppressing you forever, but...
It's true that I was rather weak-minded when I first married him, but maybe that hellish life helped me strengthen my mental state to something that I could say something like that.
They were pricks for sure, but to think that there were some benefits to interacting with pricks like that. Damn.
True. Ever since then, I've never heard from Atsuki. I don't think he's even able to pay for his phone bill. I wonder how he'll survive, with a mother who suffers from brain fog, a father who needs a cane, and heaps of debt. But it has nothing to do with me. I'm finally starting a happy second life after all.